And we're live. How's it going, fellas? Glad to be back here in the studio.
The
with
world's
y'all.
ending.
The world's ending, yeah. So today we're back with Steve and Jake, and we've got, as promised, a new guest here. Someone we've wanted on this podcast for a while, Ibrahim. How's it going, man?
Thanks, man. I'm really glad to be here, boys. Really been good, man. Hanging in there. Trying to survive like anyone else. Working out. Just trying to figure out my shit, basically. So
Ibrahim's a salesman. He closes deals.
That's what I do. That's what I'm born for, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life, probably, hopefully, for myself.
How'd you get into that work?
Sales. So the process, it takes usually longer than I think, and I'm gonna break that down. So how we basically end up doing something for college. So I went for accounting, as you guys know. I went for accounting, and
Like Ronnie Coleman.
Sorry,
You know Ronnie Coleman, the bodybuilder?
Ronnie. I heard of that guy.
Also went to school for accounting. Fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Became a cop. All the cops were like, dude, you look like a fucking alien. How about you be a bodybuilder? He said, oh, okay. Became the best bodybuilder of all time.
Yeah.
Just your standard, your D-ball, your test.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, I went to, for accounting for 4 years, and in my last summer, I realized that this is not for me because I was not doing very good. Like, I was not happy with the result I'm getting, and
You were working at an accounting job, right?
Yeah, internal audit. I was doing internal audit and financial reporting, and my manager, one time, she gave me, that was, the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I was asking her for, my, overall performance, and she didn't give me any basically good performance, you have to work on this and this. Even I was trying to work on it, I'm like, listen, those things, I cannot take notes and listen to you guys at the same time because of my English and stuff. And she's like, you've been making some single small mistakes here and there, and I'm realizing, I'm like, why the fuck I'm doing this? I'm not even happy. One time I was sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day. I didn't say good morning to a single person, not a single person say good morning to me.
Damn.
I'm like, this is not something. I was born I like talking to people. I enjoy being around people. I never like to sit by myself. I never planned to live by myself. I would never, even if I have to afford an apartment by myself, I can. But I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not for me. And the other funny part happened. I was listening to Grant Cardone, I think, and Brad Lee one time, their podcast. I was listening to sales podcast in my fucking job. So I'm like, this other thing, why the fuck just listen to sales podcast? Let's just do, let's go for sales. So I started researching for jobs, and dude, it's not easy. You search for jobs, fucking take me 2-3 months. I got rejected a lot. Went to interviews, nobody called me back. I got through 3 interviews with another company called ADP. I went through 3 interviews with them, and it took a freaking 3 weeks basically. I had a lot of hopes, and that one mistake I think a lot of people make, and I'm guilty of that too. When you do something, don't build an imagination for that thing.
That was one of the wisest things you've ever said.
You know?
You know what you told me? You said, don't build an image.
Yeah, don't build an image.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
With women or goals
with
or
anything, dude. Because once you build an image, for anything, you go for it, and now if you get kicked, you get your ass kicked, now they're gonna fucking destroy you. Because you build a lot of images about that picture. It could be anything. It could be a job. It could be a freaking trip. If it get canceled, you have 2 options. If you build an image, you gotta be fucking feel very bad. But if you didn't build anything, it's okay, it's just something happened. You know what I mean? It's out of your control.
But counterpoint, if you build an image, could they make you work harder? Say, my image is...
No, image does not work in real life.
Say I'm a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, my image is this number by the end of the quarter.
Image does not work. I tried it. Image does not work. Numbers fucking works.
Yeah,
you gotta put the numbers every day. You know what I mean?
Couldn't you put the pressure on yourself? Couldn't you put more pressure on
yourself?
Yeah,
it does work. But okay, so it starts with an image. It starts with a goal or with an idea, right? But the action, what changed that thing?
The action is what doesn't work.
The action what works.
But here's what I'm saying.
The action what control the results.
Couldn't the image motivate you to take the action because you're gonna feel
absolutely, because imagination is everything. Like Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's a preview of life becoming attraction. So you need an image. But building images are the one thing. Let's say, for me, an ADP, right? So I applied for it. It's a good company. Actually, they have a good training. So I came back from the first interview, and I came back to the career center, and I'm like, what do you think of ADP? And she said, oh, they have a great training. They're a good company. And I'm like, okay, so now I got more kind of into it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good company. I'm gonna work for it. This is something great, And I went
to
the second.
Image of you in the
you know what I mean? ADP, good
best
suit.
Software sales.
And the recruiter. So the recruiter, they're like private contractors. So the recruiters, the recruiters are like, basically like a salesman too. So they want to hire good people. They don't want to fucking look for 50 resumes before they hire someone. So he was kind of like selling to me. He's like, oh, like, you're gonna be working like, at the ADP. They have the best trainings. After you work there for 2-3 months, people gonna reach out to you to work for them because they have a good training. And he was selling to me. I bought it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know he was not a private contractor. It was not a 1099 or whatever, like where the company was. I thought he was one of the employees. And when I asked him, I'm like, hey, have you done sales before? He was like, no. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, he's doing sales right then.
Well, yeah, but he had never done like the position I'm applying for, because a lot of companies, they do salesman first, and after that they grow, they do something else in the company, right? But he was different, so I'm like, I was kind of questioning that. I'm like, okay, what does that mean?
He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. That's
basically,
how good of a salesman he is.
You know what I mean?
He hasn't even done sales, and
exactly.
He's telling you on sales.
So he was only there for 2 years, and as just a recruiter, basically, like everyone fucking become a recruiter for any company, basically. So, after he basically sell it to me, right? And I'm like, I'm building all these fucking images, around that, like, yeah, I'm working at ADP, I work in Buffalo, I can, basically don't have to go to the office, I'm gonna be working around, the city, that's the one I want, and one day I'm gonna be in the office.
Dude, it's interesting, the language barrier, like, creates your interesting phrasing, like, building an image is something you'd say in English, but that's, like, a perfect way to put it.
Oh, really?
Like a native English speaker, I don't think I would say
never
that.
use that, yeah.
Can you say that again, Eve?
What? Building an image?
Yeah.
Building an image.
Building an image.
What do you mean about English?
Like, I've never heard an English person say building an image when they're talking about like, visualizing something.
Maybe it's like
oh, okay, maybe it's gonna be building. Okay, so what's the word gonna be instead of building? What are you gonna put?
We don't really say anything like that.
But I think it's a perfect summary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Building an image or like crafting an image. I've
learned something new today, baby. I had my second interview, and this guy asked me a fucking good question. He's like, he was like, his name, I still remember his name too, actually. He was like the district manager of this area. And dude, I killed him the first 10 seconds. He's like, oh, I came with my pitch basically. I'm like, yeah, I was not born in the United States. And he was shocked. Like, what's your favorite movie or favorite show? I'm like, it's gotta be Friends. And he started laughing. So he liked me a lot, actually. So we were vibing. He asked me this question. He's like, the only thing in sales, I don't care if you don't have any sales training. And that's the thing. People get out from college, like, they need to know everything. But the thing is, dude, you fucking know nothing, basically. If you think you know everything, you fucking know nothing, basically, dude. And you get your ass kicked even harder when you have that kind of mentality. Like, you think that you gotta take around the world and you're gonna be good. Not gonna happen.
What was your first week like? Did you have that mentality going in, or how did you approach it?
Oh, dude, it was rough. But so let me just finish the story about ADP, how I got rejected there. So, this guy's like, I care about one thing. If you come after 6 months, if you make a single sale, and you come the same kind of mentality, that's what I want. And I thought about for a second, so kind of like put me in the back, bad of the list, basically, because I looked like, kind of, what's called, like, kind of got a little bit hesitated for a second. And the interview went well, and the third interview was with the actual manager, and she asked me, like, and there was a question they asked me, like, what do you see yourself in five years? I'm like, bro, like, how the fuck, nobody knows what are you gonna be in 5 years? It's like, actually, I feel like that's a stupid question to ask sometimes.
That is a stupid question.
Because, dude, like,
wherever she saw herself 5 years ago, I guarantee it was not.
Because she was not. It probably was working for 4 years and a half. Like, you see yourself in BDP for 5 years, and I started bullshitting, to be honest. So, and dude, I'm like, I'm getting that job. Probably getting that job. And dude, after 1 week, the guy called me. The recruiter called me. He's like, nah, you didn't get it. I'm like, came back. You guys remember that? I came like, dude, I didn't get that job. I was fucking pissed myself.
We went to the bar, hit on some chicks.
And yeah, I don't remember the night honestly exactly, but they came back. And so after that, I started keep applying. And one thing and another, I got this job. It's basically similar and actually better. So I got almost the same job, better salary, better commission, and better kind of benefits too. And just keep searching. So the first week, you said, back to your question, John. The first week of this job, so the first week was just basically doing some routinely thing, just some and. Did some cold calling. Most of my job is cold calling, so I do like 350 calls a week, and the goal is to get 4 appointments a week. If you get more, that's awesome, but the order for you to hit your bonus, like 4 appointments a week. The first week I didn't get any appointments because I literally start at the end of the week. I start calling Thursday, Friday, so I was basically like just learning how to speak, and it was interesting. It was not rough yet because I was not sure what I was doing. And the week after, we went to Ohio for training. Went to like the corporate office, their headquarter office, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking not easy. It's not a joke, dude. And when you see the good salesman, like this guy, he was behind me, and he was like, oh yeah, I made $400,000 last year, basically.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, those guys.
Where located?
Richfield, Ohio. Those like that are the
400,000 Richfield, Ohio is like 4 million.
yeah, dude.
That's
and,
fantastic.
4 million.
And yeah, dude. So this guy been there for like 12 years, and the
Yeah.
funny part about it, dude, is like those guys, like, you know, the most probably like simple, nice guys ever. Honestly, they were very cool. Like this guy literally asked me, the guy behind me. I started talking, I introduced myself, and one thing I learned: if you guys want to shake someone's hands, don't fucking sit down. Stand up and shake people's hands because that shows respect actually. And there was a reason behind that. So I started talking. He's like asking me a question, dude. In 4 seconds, like less than a minute. We talked just less than a minute, dude. Another person came. He's like, oh, this is Ibrahim. He's from Syria and he's learned English in 4 years and now he's a salesman here. You know what I mean, dude? Like
Yeah.
I never saw that guy again because he was there, was busy. But that guy made fucking $300,000-$400,000 just in commission.
And he was likable as fuck.
And he was very cool. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that's just basically like in 30 seconds. He asked me 3 questions, dude. He know everything about me in 3-4 questions. That was it. That's a sales, you know. And I talk about sales like that because they ask you good questions and they try to know as much as they you know they can about you in less time as they can. So and the training starts, and one thing I realized is like that's not gonna be fucking easy, dude. Like it's gonna be tough. And you know you keep learning, taking class. Basically, like was more classes.
How similar is going through the journey of sales to the journey of picking up women at the bar? And what are the similarities? And
To be
differences?
honest, like let's be honest, I don't have a high success on in sales. First of all, like I'm still
Yeah.
new to sales. The beginning process.
Let's talk about the beginning process of sales and the beginning process of talking to girls at the bar.
So the beginning process of sales, the first thing is the opposite. Like the first thing you do when you try to get a date, basically, in
Yeah.
sales, you try to get an appointment. So it's gonna be your tone, how your tone look like, how you good, are you good in basically looking comfortable in the
You're
phone.
trying to get the number.
Not looking fucking like a telemarketer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And so you pitch it, and you say like what you need to say because they're not gonna
Trying
have a lot
not to
of
look
time.
creepy.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like
not
the
to look
girls.
creepy, try to look comfortable, try to
Yeah.
know what you know what you're doing,
Confident.
and you just almost in every sentence you say, you should be like, oh, how's your schedule next week? How's Monday? How's fucking Tuesday? Everybody don't know your schedule on Tuesday,
Yeah.
but you gotta say something. So let's say I'm like, hey man, like this is Ibrahim from GMS. We do this. Jake, I was wondering if I can meet with you next week, right? And you're like, oh, next week I'm busy. And so you'd be like, Jake, I'm sorry, Ibrahim, I'm not interested. I have everything set up. I'll be like, oh yeah, I totally understand, Jake. Like I'm not trying to sell you anything, just trying to see, if we can, give you another option. How's your schedule on Monday the 27th, for example? Now I'm like, oh, I'll give you another date. And maybe you become a dick, you not respond to that question. Like, dude, like I don't know how I'm scheduled on the 27th, but I feel all set.
Why would I want? Why is my time talking to you worth anything?
Sorry, what?
Why you're a GMS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why my time is valuable? I own this small business. Why should I give up some of my time to talk to you?
Exactly. So that's the thing because
Yeah.
well, the goal is if I can convince you to show you actually the time you're giving is valuable for you and your business. That's the thing. But until I get there,
Yeah.
it depends on the person. Some people just don't want to grow. And I learned
But how much
something.
time are we talking about that I have to give you?
We say 7 to 11 minutes.
7
But
to 11.
but what we say, if you have a lot of questions, it's gonna take longer, and it usually does. No meeting takes 7 to 11 minutes, except that the guy, if I come to you and ask you a question like, hey man, how's your business going? And you just like, good. If I ask you like, hey man, how you been long in business? 5 years. This means you're not interested at all. You just freaking no, it's not gonna be a good fit for us at all. So not worth my time at this moment. I'm gonna get the fuck out of there in 7 minutes before it even hit. Hit the clock basically.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to leave because I'm here. I'm trying to show you something. And that's the thing because people still don't know about our industry, PEOs. So we are certified PEO, and people don't know about it, especially small businesses. And it's basically like lack of knowledge for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if that's the thing, you will go meet any dude like this guy. My coworker met this guy. He's a fucking make millions of dollars, right? He had an appointment with him, but you go to small guys. They don't even fucking want to talk to you. Why? Because they have a lack of they think they know everything. And they cannot grow from it. So they have that lack of, open mind, basically.
Humility.
is it humility? I don't know what's the word. Like not open-minded, not open for new
closed-minded.
ideas. Closed-minded, you know. So
Arrogant.
Arrogant,
Stuck in an
exactly.
echo chamber.
Their ego, yeah, they have an ego. So basically, and dude, we talk to people like some people like just being dick to you. We're thinking about like, dude, what if I'm a customer? Like, how the fuck you gonna talk to a customer like this? Like I'm speaking like the gatekeeper, right? I'm like, hey, I need to speak to John. John is the owner. You don't have to fucking ask me 1,000 questions. You can be like, hey, he's not here. The way people talk sometimes, the customer service, right? And that's where they lose a lot of sales, a lot of businesses. Believe it or not, they do because they have lack of fucking lack of knowledge basically. And that's what I realized. Nice people, they grow like fast. People like I spoke to this salesman. He's like one of the Allstate agent dude. He was a nice guy. He didn't respond to me 3 times. I left him a forced message. And I'm like, hey man, like, give him a quick introduction. He called me after 2 minutes. He's like, I'm sorry man, I ignored your messages, but we should schedule something. He's a salesman, so he know that, you know what I mean? But other people will never respond because they're like, oh, we don't need this. I've been doing this for 30 years.
And let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather call and have a woman pick up or a male pick up? Who's going to be easier to get to the owner? If I call and the
I'll be honest with you, dude.
The gatekeeper.
I had both. To be honest with you, dude. I will not pick a measurement for that.
There's
for
no.
I don't. Maybe I'm still new. That's why.
Yeah.
But I didn't see different. Depends. To your confident, I think. And for example, sometimes I will lie. I'll pick up like, hey, is John here today? Like, no, John's not here. He's out of office. Do you want to leave a message? I'm like, no, I'll just give him a call on his cell phone. I don't have fucking their cell phone.
Right.
I just look confident. Next time I call. I'm like, yeah, I think I lost.
It seems like you already know him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly.
So they're like, oh, they already
know him. So next time I call, I know their names now if I can. I'm like, hey, Lucy,
Do you have notes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Everything noted. I'm like, hey, for example, Nancy, I think I lost his phone number. Can you give me his phone number?
Yeah.
Now I get access to the phone number, and I give a call directly to the phone number. I don't need to fucking deal with the gatekeeper anymore.
Yeah.
And, it's go like that. So, back to your question, between men and women, I don't think so there was different, honestly.
Do you have to have a different tactic? Like, say a woman picks up, do you have a different tone?
I'm not at that level yet because I'm still new, but some guys, they do that. It's just like the 30 second. The way they say hello matters. That's the first thing,
Is it hello or is it hello? Or is it hello?
The way they say, some people like, hey, this is, Ibrahim from GMS. Some people just say GMS, they want to name the company, like this is coffee shop, whatever we're calling. And they don't say their name. If they say their name, I'll be like, hey, Nancy, is John here or is Jake here? And the tonality can change, but I don't know the name. I'll be like, I just say as short as possible. I'll be like, is John in today? And when he said John is in, like they expected John to be in the office today. So like, no, John is not here. Or yeah, he's here. Who's calling? And I will say it's Ibrahim, the one from Group Management Services. I don't say it's Ibrahim calling from Group Management Services.
Oh.
The one from so it's like, oh, there's an Ibrahim, but he's the one from GMS. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is like 2 words change the whole dynamic of the conversation, basically. And I mean, like, change the whole word. And I'm only been in that game for like 5 weeks, basically. Next week's like 6 weeks. And
do you feel different, like, interacting at supermarkets and fucking at bars? Like, has it bled over into your social life?
Absolutely. I don't know if you got noticed, but I've been speaking way slower than before. Like, I'm trying to speak slower. And that's something because that's the other thing I learned in life. When people don't tell you if something's wrong with you, right? And you don't know if something's wrong with you, and people around you don't tell you that, you become doing the same wrong thing, and you think you're doing the right thing, and you will never fucking notice until somebody face you like, dude, you've been fucking this wrong. A good friend.
Yeah.
Rick Frost told me the first guy. He's like, you better speak slower. You know what I mean? I took that advice.
And you could see it in his face that it hurt him to tell you that.
But no, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I didn't fucking ever. It hurt me actually. I learned from that shit, dude. And I never. That's the thing. Open-minded and closed-minded. Because open-minded, it's like, yeah, dude, there's something fucking wrong with me. I'm not fucking perfect. That's the first question asked. Am I fucking perfect? No.
No, yeah.
So there's something wrong with me, right?
Right.
As the movie we were watching yesterday, it's like, is there anything wrong with everything?
No Country for Old Men, by the way.
Yeah. Is there anything wrong with everything? It's like, are you asking me that question? Is there anything wrong with everything in the world, basically? It's like, yeah, so basically, is anything wrong with me? Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with me, right? So, and that's when people give you advice sometimes. You should pick them up. And dude, when a friend tell you that, he might tell you, like, feel bad. But a manager does not feel bad. The manager be like, oh, you fucking speak fast. Calm the fuck down. That's the way he basically gonna say it.
It's like when we're at the bar, you're like, Jake, calm the fuck down. Stop screaming at these bitches. You're scaring them off.
Exactly. So the same kind of thing. And so basically that was the thing. It was like, like you gotta be, able to be open-minded to learn. People gonna tell you like what's wrong with you. So, and that's why, I learned like, oh, like I speak faster, so I have to better calm down a little bit, speak slower. And that's just something I've been working on. And the other thing, if someone asks me a question, right, or let's say I ask anyone questions, that's the hardest thing about sales. I have to pick up as much as I can about you. Even a single question, I have to pick up your body language, I have to pick up what he said, what do you mean by what he said. And some people just throw up information, dude. You go to a meeting, if they have a lot of pains, the more they talk, the more pain they have. That's a fucking basic line.
The more they talk, the more pain.
The more pain they have, the more issues they have. So I was watching a record for this meeting. Our district manager, he's a great guy. This guy is fucking like like an entrepreneur, dude. And so my district manager, my coworker, and this prospect, they were talking. That's like 2-3 weeks ago. He built a business. He was a teacher. That's the funny part. He was a teacher in charter school, and he quit that. He become.
Fuck yeah.
I know, dude. He become.
Dude, kids don't give a fuck about what you have to say about the world.
He saw there was something wrong with charter school, so he took advantage of that. He built a business with charter schools, basically. So he do services for charter school. Like he have 10, 12 schools right now in Rochester, and when he does, he fix like things for them. He built new things for kids. Welcome them home, basically. So he was a teacher, and he changed that.
Dude, do you want to know a crazy money scam with charter schools? Is so their funding is from the state.
Yeah, they're funding from the state.
Based on how many kids they have at the beginning of the year. So the way that they increase their margins is by getting rid of kids. Because they don't lose the funding if they kick the kids out.
And they don't have to pay, like they basically go down on your expenses.
Yes.
To get the money.
So they try to get as many kids as they can.
That's scam.
Kick as many kids as they can out. And then next year
crazy.
also get as many kids as they can.
That's crazy, dude. That sucks. And dude, they pay shit like to the teachers. Teachers don't get paid anything for
they don't get paid shit.
They don't get paid. So this guy, dude, and my coworker, not the district manager, my coworker, maybe asked him 2 questions, and he started like for fucking 10 minutes. He was talking.
Yeah.
And dude, he was talking about the pain. Like he started from 0. He started with 3 employees like 2 years ago. Now he has 53 employees. That's really good actually for a business, and it's mostly like Rochester. And he was the nicest guy. Like he can see he's like he's a nice guy. And that's the thing I learned, like, the more they talk, the more pain they probably have. And after that, like, my district manager, so now my district manager is picking up data basically from him. Like, any pain he had, what pains he had, what kind of pains he had, right? Like, is it healthcare? Is he having issues with workers' comp? Is he having issues with unemployment? And he basically said a lot of things. And after that, he collect data. So now it's like your job is have to be how you use those data to your side, basically.
Yeah, you're playing chess.
Basically, And, I mean, this manager has been working for 13 years, so this guy, he knows what he's doing. He's making a lot of money, and also have his own business too. And, so that was something I learned the past couple weeks from sales, basically.
I had a question about like language, because you had mentioned that being you're originally from Syria, and you're not a native English speaker, but you learned it very rapidly through working at Starbucks and other jobs.
Yeah.
But sales is a very speaking-dominated environment. How do you feel in that? Do you feel confident when you approach conversations?
I can show you right now. I record myself like 1,000 times a day, dude. I can show you right now, literally. Like, I record myself, and I'll see how my tonality is. Like, you can see those are 24, 23. Wow. You see all these guys, literally, from after the 4th, I've been recording myself. So I record myself every day, basically, and see how I'm speaking. And it's like a basic acting. So
do you feel your English has improved with this constant usage and constant interaction with people in quick, dynamic environments and conversations?
So as you guys said, like I learned English before. Like I had my English compared to a lot of people, it's good, right? And that was from working in Wegmans, Starbucks. I was a cashier. Start from the bottom line, and English got better, but once you become sales is different because now there's in the phone. You don't see their body language. You have to be quick. It's like less than literally all my calls like between 30 seconds to maybe depends how long the conversation go, maybe to 7, 8 minutes. But that's if you taking a lot of notes about, they asking the prospect questions. But usually the conversation usually like from 30 seconds, a minute to 2 minutes basically. So I have to be quick, Yeah. So those things have been challenging in English, honestly. So I will come back, record myself, and literally like the first thing I did, just to work on my pitch. That's the first thing. You work on your pitch. How are you gonna say things to the prospect, right? So they pick up the phone, you have a pitch ready for it. That's the first thing you work on.
So it's kind of like a resume, right? It's
Basically,
constantly evolving,
exactly,
that you're
exactly.
changing
Absolutely.
and manipulating
Keep changing,
when it
exactly.
comes to the situation.
You learn from people around you too. So, that's the first thing I did, right? After that, now people think like, oh, I'm not interested, or I'm not good, or I don't give a fuck, basically. Now you have to handle objections. So now there's a fucking 1,000 objections involved, and those objections have certain words you have to use. And some of the words might work for you because you're native American, native English, now might not work for me. So I have to change that too for other words that might work for me. That was a challenging part for me, to be honest, in English as starting in sales, because certain words, just come to tone different. Like for example, even I used to say, for example, Buffalo and Rochester, right? The way I used to say Rochester when I'm speaking a little bit fast was kind of like looking, like a fucking telemarketer, right? I have to change that a little bit. Or sometimes when I even say Rochester, because Buffalo just came easier, so in the phone. So those small things, you have to literally work on them every day to repeat. Just repeat and repeat, just repeat basically. You're gonna keep practicing. And if I say like I'll work 15, 16 hours a day, I'll be lying. No, I'll just come back home, like I'll be home by 6 o'clock most of the time. And I will work on, my day, see what I had, what calls I did, face myself like, hey, that was a shit call. I will send to the manager, actually. The bad one, I'll send to them. I'm like, dude, I did fuck this one up. What should I do?
How can I improve this?
You know what I mean? Exactly. That's the point. You have to admit your call. You have to admit yourself that you were wrong. And you send it to your manager. And if the manager's good, my manager's really good. I like me, having a good vibe. So he's very, helpful. And back home and keep recording myself, basically. I just show it, I keep recording myself and try to see how that comes to tonality. And the best thing you can do is, my mom always say, don't learn everything from your mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes. So what I do, we have a software we use. We go to so everyone's called in the GMS in our company get recorded at that website. So search any name. You know how many appointments they're closing. The more appointments they're closing, this means they're better. They're doing something better than you, basically. And this guy, he literally started with us too, but he done sales before, and his voice is very slow. He's very relaxed, and his voice is kind of deep. So people think they're talking to someone who's 40, 50 years old. So
older and wiser,
you know what I mean?
right?
So basically, they give him more respect, basically, and that's something he can change a little bit in your voice, but he cannot change a lot because that's my voice. You know what I mean? I cannot change it. Maybe I will work on it later to some of the tones, but there's certain things you just cannot change. So I was listening to this guy. And he fucking closed, he get 10 appointments a week, which is crazy, really good. You know what I mean? He get between 5 to 10 appointments a week. And I was listening to him, I tried to say the same thing the way he said in my own basically way. And it did work actually a little bit. It did help me a lot. Keep the pitch shorter. Certain objections, the most common one, try, to change them to, become a way to meet them. And as I said in the beginning, each sentence he was saying, he would say oh, how's your schedule this day? How's your schedule this day? And dude, one time, he was talking to this person, two objections, the third one, okay, fuck it, let's have a meeting, you know what I mean? So this guy, so I was listening to him basically, and, just keep recording myself and try to get better.
Watching the tape.
What happened?
You're watching the tape.
Yeah, basically watching their tapes. As you gotta learn from other people. So we have I just told John, we have this website. We use so everyone's sales is recorded there.
Yeah.
So we go to see who because in sales, dude, you cannot hide anything. You don't hide your W-2 actually. That's the crazy part. That's making it go crazy. You don't hide your W-2 because everyone make almost the same kind of salary. What matters is the commission part, right? And you can see everyone's lost commission.
You can see what everyone's making.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a fucking dude. It's a numbers game. Dude. The bottom 20, the top 20. Your name's the bottom 20 better working shit. You know what I mean?
That is brutal.
Oh, dude, that's sales, bro. That's it's all about keeping score. You gotta keep score.
So it's very cutthroat in a lot of ways.
Dude. You see this guy, dude. He's freaking he make how I'm gonna know everyone how they make it because that's more motivates you, dude. The numbers thing, people don't admit it. Why the fuck we work in the first place? For money. Let's be honest about it. People don't admit that, but dude, it's for money. If you love fucking fishing, right? Let's say, if does not make any money, you keep fishing even because I love fishing. No, you gotta fucking find another job. Maybe do fishing as a hobby. and that's people don't admit it, but you go for a certain job for make money.
Yeah.
So most of the people who come for sales, two things. They either hate school, they could not be good in school, right? And the other thing is they want to make money and they're
Do
honest
most
about
salesmen have college degrees
it. Honestly, that's a good
that
question.
you've seen?
Some of them don't have college degree and they make a lot of money. But dude, a lot of salesmen you hear crazy stories. Like my district manager, dude, he was addicted to alcohol. He was addicted to alcohol, and he said like I didn't make my first sale until 9 months basically. I knew right now he was in top salesman in the company.
9 months.
9 months. He didn't make a single he didn't
Full
close a single
pregnancy.
deal. Exactly,
Full
right?
pregnancy before the
And
sale.
dude, the crazy part, he's like, I didn't do anything until one time an incident happened in front of a house. He was living in an attic in someone else's house, and somebody died in the street. Somebody got killed, and he woke up like, what the fuck I'm doing? He came back, looked at the mirror, and he changed after that. And dude, he said something very wise to me. He said, you have to honor your commitment in order for you to survive. If you don't honor your commitment, you're gonna lose confidence. And I'm like, that's so fucking true because it literally happened to me. You guys know, I used to wake up early all the time. But before coming to Geneseo, I was even more organized. I'm not saying that was good or bad, because there's always, there's going to be a balance for anything, right?
Yeah.
But when I came to Geneseo, drinking, and staying late and stuff, kind of changed me.
Yeah.
So now when I was back to real life, basically, I was finished with school, I was sometimes making excuses, to be honest. Like I was not going to gym. I love to go to gym in the morning. I was not. I'm like, it's cold outside. I'm not fucking wait until, come back after work. Now I'm, going to bed late, waking up late, late, but that's actually not late, but, for me it was late. Like waking up 6:30, 7, that was late for me. So when he said that, it's like, yeah, you gotta lose your confidence if you don't honor commitment. Like if you say something when alarms go on and 4:30 a.m., you better wake up at 4 a.m.
No matter how soft that
No
pillow
matter
is,
fucking,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Gotta
No
get
matter
up.
what the fuck is. And I was watching the video literally like 2 days before that. It's like if you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't follow your emotions. You fucking follow your calendar. If there's fucking something to do in your calendar, you better fucking wake up and do it. You don't fucking follow emotion, because emotion gonna tell you, brains usually pick up a negative thing more than positive thing. The same thing with the gym, like you know about that, Jake. Like you feel like, and he told me about it. Don't fucking quit from the second like you feel tired. Just wait a second and try to do one more rep, and 2 more rep, right?
Yeah.
And then do 1 more. And the same thing, like fucking emotions. You gotta follow your emotions. You're not gonna do a single thing. You gotta be the fucking 90% of the people. We're gonna be like 80% of the people, and you gotta let the big walls take the other shit basically for you. So when he said that, I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I'm a fucking loser. Like I don't have a confidence. I better get back to pick my shit together. And do literally the day after until now, like every fucking weekday, I'll wake up early, like fucking 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm usually leave the gym at 5:15, and I'm happy. Like I'm like, this is fucking, I'm confident now. Like I'm, after 1, 2 months, 3 months, I'll be doing something proud. I'll have more time too. Like I go to bed in reasonable hour, 10:30, wake up, 4:30, 5 o'clock, go to the gym, come back, get ready to work.
Do you have more time now than when you were in school, or what's it
I'm
like?
more organized.
More organized?
I'm more organized. Don't have a lot of stress. So like right now, I'm doing 2, 3 things at a time. I'm reading more, practicing my for my job more at home. Like I'm spending at least usually between half hour to an hour and a half at home, reading articles about the work or industry, doing different things, and reading books more, going to the gym more, a little bit like an hour, 15 minutes, and I spend a lot of time driving too, because it's like 30 minutes, 35-minute drive. So I leave before an hour, come back. That's taking me like another 2 extra hour too.
You put a podcast on or something on the radio?
Yeah, I listen to the podcast. I'll
Get
plug the
pumped up.
name.
Do you have like a song you listen to before you get on a call? Like every day I'm hustling, every day.
Honestly, I don't do that.
Who the fuck you think you're talking to? I'm the fucking boss. No, you don't do that.
But I usually do the things I look at it. This guy told me something. I'm like, he's fucking right. He's like, every phone call. What is this guy's name?
Earl Nightingale?
Yeah, this guy's great, dude. I love this guy. You should guys listen to him too, Earl. Like that, this great guy. So it's like every phone call is a win. And dude, when you do that, this week I said that in the beginning of the week. I'm like, I want to get 4 appointments this week. And the week before I only had 2, and the week only had 1. So I made 400 calls 1 week. I only had 1 appointment.
And what's like the standard number of calls?
Say it again.
What's like the standard number of calls?
So the minimum is 300 calls. to hit the bonus you need 350. I made 400. The minimum I make is 350. So I make at least I had the bonus. I'm not the bonus yet because I need to close more appointments. So on Monday I'm like, yeah, my goal is to get 350 calls. I said 400 calls, and I want to get 4 appointments this week. I didn't hit 400 calls because we had like a kickoff, so we left like 4 or 5 hours early, so I was able to hit that number easily. And we had like meetings, we had a lot of training. But I did get fucking 4 appointments literally before I leave, before I call the week by a half hour literally. So I did.
No shit.
Oh yeah, dude. But this guy told me on Monday, like, dude, every phone call is a win. And the moment I pick up the phone or I put like my headphones, I'm like, this gonna be it. And guess what? She's like, fuck off. It's not it. Go to the next one. Like, this one's gonna be it. And that kind of mentality. So I'm ready for any fucking objection she's gonna say. That's the thing, dude. In sales, you're gonna be always ready for what the fuck they say. Even they say that, you know what they're gonna say, basically, right?
Yeah.
Whenever they say like, oh, I'm not understanding, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally understand that. I'm not trying to change anything. I just want to give you guys a second option and pause. And they'll be like, something like, some of them will be like, no, I feel like we're good enough. I'm like, listen, man, all gonna take 7 to 11 minutes. Keep going, basically. But before it was not like that. My mentality was like, oh, just make the calls. Making the calls not enough. It's like basically going to fucking gym and picking up 10.
Pick up the weights and saying.
Like, oh, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna do like as much reps as I can, but doing them wrong.
I did 4 sets of 10. Why aren't my biceps big?
You know what I mean? Or saying, let's say you can bench, or you can deadlift. Actually, that will with dumbbells.
I did 5 sets of 20. Why am I not? Just
exactly. Or let's say,
oh,
I'm doing, I can lift 40 for dumbbells for chest press, and doing 20. I'm like, oh, I did fucking 40 of them. Why is not showing results that quick? So it's the same thing. But once you pick up the phone and you're like, oh, this phone call is gonna be it. It's not gonna be it, basically, because I fucking made 337 calls this week. I only got 4 appointments. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be it, but it's a mentality.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone. You picked up the phone with confidence. You pick up the phone with basically being friendly, being able to handle that. And dude, so in those calls, right? A lot of them, I kind of fucked it up too. Like this guy told me, like I was so close to close him, and dude, he just opened pain. Basically, he was in the phone, dude. He would just say how he had a PEO bad experience before.
God damn it.
You know what I mean? So I fucked it up. I was so pissed at myself. So literally,
how'd you fuck it up?
So I said my pitch. He's like, oh yeah, I appreciate your call, man, but it was kind of not a good fit for us anyway. So I didn't try because he was losing business. He was firing people, and he just.
Oh, his business was fucked.
So business was fucked basically.
Yeah.
So I now didn't push my hard, but it's still. Like I should get an appointment with him if I was good enough. You know what I mean? Because then now the game is just to get appointments. Even if we go there.
I know your business is failing, whatever. You're losing customers. I got just the thing.
Even
though it's not even involved in your business.
The worst thing was the hardest part for me is like I give a fuck about what they think sometimes, right? You should not give a fuck about that thing or what they say. You listen to that and you say your own shit basically, right? So basically he's like, oh, I had experience with Paycheck. No, he didn't say Paycheck in the beginning. I kind of slide that shit from his mouth basically. So he's like, oh no, I had a PEO before, so I know what you guys talk. I know what you're talking about, and we actually end up not using it because I just don't need HR in my service. I'm like, oh, if you want me asking, it's because I know he was in Rochester. I'm like, if you want me asking, was it Paychecks? He's like, no, it was ADP. I'm like, oh, listen, man, I totally understand. No, actually, no. He said, and he was keep talking. He's like, yeah, my business is just not growing. I'm like, how many employees do you have? He's like, to be honest, man, like we've been firing people. We were going down in numbers. We used to have a lot. Now we only have 6 employees. I'm like, listen, man. To be honest, that's actually that's the size our company focus on. We say that to everyone, basically.
Yeah.
No matter the number is 50 or number is 2. Right. That's the size our company focus on. Yeah. So you could be a good fit for us. But I totally understand, man. Now you've been having some issues with business. But I think it will be worth your time to give it a shot later after a couple months. So I pushed it now because he was nice to me.
Yeah.
So maybe that was my mistake, but also it's not. I'm still have to wait for a manager to see what he think of my call, to be honest, next week. But I'm like, you know what? I'll give you a call in 6 months. So that's what counts for me as something that might happen in the future. Because I was nice to him, he was nice to me. Like after 6 months, I'll call him. Man, now I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go a little harder on him, and I want to get him this time. But I was so pissed, I was able to close him in that moment. But because he's like, we're going down in business, and so that's for the first thing, because our time is valuable as a salesman, so we don't want someone to be with us only for 1 year. It's like an investment for them, basically. Because literally, if they're gonna hire someone, an HR, So basically, the average company hire one HR person for every 100 person they have, right?
Yeah.
So if someone have 10 employees, they're not gonna hire HR, fucking pay them $100,000, right? So basically, we cover all that for them. Because, dude, like, no matter what you do in business, like right now, I told you guys, I'm working in like a opening an Amazon business, right? Dude, the questions pop up all the time, dude. Like every fucking time you have a question, like a legal question, you need an attorney for that. You fucking, if you want to hire someone, you gotta figure out something that out. You gotta need recruitment for that.
Yeah.
If you hire someone, now you have healthcare workers comp, you need to have some shit for that. So we give all that. So basically, a company hired 200, have two HR people, right? They give them fucking $60,000-$70,000. That's like 160. We almost go to the quarter of that money with more services that we provide. That's the line of our, that's our strongest value in our company. But people don't realize that because they don't even know who we are or even know what the PO is. So it's like now it's like you have to be able not educate them, but you have to be just give it time until you go meet with them and talk with them.
Are female saleswomen attractive? Like more attractive? Like say you have a woman, right? And it's the same body. And one persona is like the quiet girl. Just she's kind of reserved, and then the other persona is the saleswoman. Do you find the saleswoman more attractive of a personality than the quiet woman?
Okay, so from my experience, dude, I went to I went to the sales training. We had a lot of chicks there, and
were they attractive looking physically?
Some of them, yes, they were.
Yeah.
But they were quiet, actually.
They were quiet.
And that part, I'm like, does not make any fucking sense to me. Because if you're by yourself, maybe you'll be quiet. But even if I was by myself, if you go, I had two people with me. We're all from Buffalo, and we went there for training, right? But other people, they're by themselves. If you're by yourself, maybe you feel shy, don't have anyone. They all talk to each other, and you're by yourself. But if you have just some confidence, you'll go talk to them. Like, hey, dude, I'm fucking new here too. And introduce yourself, and boom, now you know some people. Some people don't even want to try that. But those chicks too, I think too, they were kind of hot, and they were from the same office. Another couple guy with them too.
Dude, if a hot chick can book a meeting, she's closing.
No. Maybe she have a higher chance.
That's got to be an advantage, dude. You see a hot chick roll up, you're gonna be open to her fucking ideas.
Dude, if they're not good at talking, dude, they don't give a fuck about that, dude. Sometimes, because that's a lot of money for you, dude.
She's got one of those fucking. She's got one of those.
What if she's meeting a woman?
Huh?
What if she's meeting a woman?
Women like women too.
No, dude.
Yeah,
they hate women.
Dude.
Oh, dude, they hate each other sometimes, bro. So, yeah, I would not say. Wait, what's your question again? Is you said the hot or quiet?
Yeah. What's more attractive of a persona? Like the outgoing. Like remember we went to the bar, we saw that recruiter. She was like a saleswoman. She was very outgoing.
Yeah.
That
will work more actually.
Is that an attractive persona for a woman?
I mean, listen, that's something like everyone have a different kind of taste. You know what I mean? But if you're saying, in general, probably like that person more than someone quiet. Because that person will be like, she'll ask you a question about yourself. She will know about you. Now I feel like, she care about you. Even she might not give a fuck. Because she's a fucking recruiter. That's her job. She asks questions all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in yourself, you gotta walk away from that conversation. You gotta remember her, and she gotta remember you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta remember something good about her. Because you didn't see anything bad. You saw something good. So it's better than see something good, not seeing anything at all. You know what I mean?
Dude, with the loud girls, girls who are more outgoing are more fun to be with. But the thing that sucks about them is you'll be talking to your friend like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with Jessica. And then your friend's like, oh, I know Jessica.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You hear that people know her from everyone.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
that is true, dude.
Did this guy fuck my girl? Did that guy fuck my girl? I don't even know. They know her.
Dude, you know what's funny?
She knows all these guys. Did she fuck all them? How much does she fuck these guys? What's the percentage? Now you're breaking out an Excel spreadsheet. You got all the names. Jessica knows this guy on this date
now
at this time.
Now you're getting finance, baby.
Now you're looking for patterns. Now you're fucking projecting forward all the guys Jessica's gonna fuck. With a quiet girl, you're like, oh, I was hanging out with fucking Rachel. And the guy's like, who the fuck's Rachel? And you're like, yes.
That is actually a good point. Because you know what's funny, dude? Most of attractive girls are quiet, actually.
Yeah.
Because they know they have some kind of ego, which I don't like that part. That kind of ego, I'm attractive. They're gonna come talk to me. I'm not gonna fucking talk to them.
You know what?
And they're right.
Let them enjoy it, dude. I mean, a beautiful woman, they have this period of 20 years where they just have the world by the fucking dick, literally. And then they lose it. So, let them,
Let them enjoy that part.
They have fucking get anything they want.
I don't
they
think so.
would.
Is it 20 years? Less than 20 years, actually. 15 years.
Let's be optimistic. Let's say they work out and eat healthy.
Yeah, but usually they get, 18 to
Let's say they're fucking
35?
straight up milfs. Huh?
18 to 35?
Let's say 18 to 38. Let's say they're fucking milf.
Okay,
and a half.
38. Yeah, 20 years.
Shout out to milfs, by the way.
Yeah.
Hello.
Shout out to milfs.
So, well, you know what's funny, dude? You're saying that. The funny part is, in that group that we were talking, the two girls who were actually the nicest, they were fat. Nah, one of them was super fat.
Hey, we gotta give context to the story. We were at the bar, and we were talking. Is that what we were talking about when we were in Buffalo?
No, I'm talking about the salespeople.
Oh, okay. The
Talking
salesman.
about salespeople, the training. We went to a bar there.
Right.
And most people we had actually, we got connected. There was those two chicks. One of them used to be underweighted. Now she became
Were you
overweighted.
spitting some game?
What happened?
Were you spitting some game on these saleswomen?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Were you fucking hitting on them?
No, because one of them had a boyfriend and she was overweighted, and the other one she was. The other one had a boyfriend too. And
she had a
went-
boyfriend and she was overweighted. Jesus.
Another one.
She had a boyfriend, she's overweighted, and she's a bitch. That's the trifecta.
She was not a bitch. That's the part. She was a nice person.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And the other
You
one.
can't have all three.
Let's put it the other one. Let's put it this way.
You'll
The
get-
other one, she had a
If you have all
boyfriend.
three, you'll get fucking lynched.
The other one, she was not attractive and she was overweight. No, she was not attractive and had a boyfriend.
Okay.
That's why I didn't. But yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like how, feel like like their personality kind of come with how attractive they are and how deal with people, and I feel that matters sometimes. But it's like gotta matter for just a small period of time.
Dude, there's like two kinds of hot chicks. There's the quiet hot chick,
Mhm.
and then there's the fucking
All
weird,
around the
weird
place.
hot chick. There's the hot chick who realizes no matter what she says, people will love her because she's so hot. So then she just acts completely out of pocket. And then there's the quiet one who's like, has some sort of philosophy about.
Yeah,
wanting
she
to be-
basically thinking about every fucking step she takes.
Yeah. She doesn't know that everyone's gonna fucking treat her like a princess no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I always said again, only for 20 years.
Only for 20 years.
Only for 20 years.
So Ibrahim, you had mentioned before with your coworker, right? How he had this monumental story and changing of things that drove him to sales. My question is, what's yours? How did we get here to this sales job that you're doing? The basically research outreach on yourself
Alright,
that
yeah.
you're doing.
No,
How did we get here?
Dude, that's the crazy part. So basically, the first thing you gotta say, you have to admit it, we all do sales every day, basically. We all sell yourself. We all do sales every single day. You go walk out from this door, right? You want people to like you.
Yeah.
That's sales. You say good things about you. You don't want to say, I'm not saying you're a bad person,
It'll be respected.
but you want to be respected, first of all, right? And second, you want to be, people to like you. So what do? You work on your skills, right? You work on how to talk to people. You work on daily things. So that's basically sales. That's the number one thing. The other thing is, for me personally, is, I try different things. Like I say, people say like, oh, I'm gonna go fucking do this. Bro, you're not gonna know if you're gonna like something and hate it until you try it out.
Yeah.
And for a little bit. Not only try it out for 1 day or fucking 2 days. You have to try it out for a little bit. So.
Dude, and this reminds me of something. People like to pretend they know what they want in life,
Exactly.
but they have no idea.
No, they have no idea, dude. They have
Like
no
people
fucking
could say,
idea.
"I want to be rich." Do you really? Do you really know the responsibility?
Exactly.
and the time?
Exactly. They
Do
know
you
the
really wanna
responsibility of
be-
that shit.
Oh, I want to be a fighter. Do you really? Do you really want to get kicked in the leg 4 million fucking
Or you
times?
might have the chance to be a disability for the rest of your life.
and
or
literally
you
be
lose
brain
people.
damage. Like, do you? Oh, I want a hot girlfriend. Do you? Do you really want to deal with the
Compete with
shit
other guys.
that comes with all the hot girlfriend? No, like we don't know what we
Yeah.
want, so you might as well just fucking
Right.
accept that and just go for
Exactly.
it. I don't know what I want.
Now, once you say I don't know what I want, now you search. Now you search for what you want. So now you search more about
And you're
like, okay, what
honest.
the fuck I want to. Exactly. You're honest to yourself. That's the
Like
first
even
thing.
you as a salesman, if I were to ask you right now, do you want to be in sales in 25 years?
I'll probably say no.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Maybe you crush it.
I
You're
said
making
probably,
$1 million
you know what I
in a
mean?
year, yeah.
I'll say probably.
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't know. So back to your question, John. How I ended up in sales, dude. So another thing I noticed myself, I was very good in talking to people. I was very good, and basically, making people listen to me. I can do sometimes talk to a fucking bar. You guys saw that like a lot of times. I go to bars. I can make people listen to me for 20 minutes, and I will listen to them for 20 minutes too. You know what I mean? I will make them memorize who I am. A lot of the time I walk to a bar, dude. Like yesterday, 2 days ago, I don't fucking the frat dude. I fucking know those guys is. They're like, oh come on, we wanted to be in the frat house, right? And I know
Abraham is like a local celebrity.
Like I don't fucking know who those people are. So, but the point is, I notice I'm like, yeah, that's something actually I like talking to people. And I want to make money. Let's be honest about it. Like, I want to fucking make money. I want to have good living.
Yeah, pull up in that whip.
You know?
That fucking hot chick.
Exactly. And so
To
I'm
fucking
like,
Denny's.
I'm like, what the fuck I can do? What the fuck I can do so I can enjoy?
Yeah.
And also, be happy with it. So after I did my, my accounting job last summer, my internship, I was not fucking happy. I'm like, there's something not going on right. Like, I'm not enjoying my time, right? And so I was, listening to podcasts. And I was also listening to this guy, Mark Cuban. He's the first thing you gotta learn in anything, you gotta learn how to sell. You gotta learn how to sell to people. Because it's the most important thing. Once, I don't give a fuck if I have the best idea in the world. You cannot fucking convince me to buy from you. Your idea is bullshit, okay?
Yeah.
That's the baseline. Because we literally have now in our building, because we just rent an office, right? Dude, our competitor, ADP, they're literally 1 floor above us. They're a competitor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always gonna be competition.
Are you ever like drilling holes in the floor, like putting listening devices in there, kind of spying?
We're not there yet.
Maybe sneak in there, steal some
Well,
files.
I cannot do
You
that.
know what you should do? You
Illegal.
should sneak in there and just steal little shit. Just steal like one headset, and then the guy will come and be like, "He's our top salesman." Yo, has anyone else like lost their headset? Like I can't find mine. Like, does anyone have an extra one? Everyone's like, "No, dude. What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
I just start kind of sowing that fuckery.
Alright, that's actually a good idea. I never thought about it, but maybe one day. No, you know what? Maybe they fucking do that to us. Maybe we'll take that.
Maybe they're doing that to you right now.
No,
Have you ever
because
lost
we're new.
something in your
We're
office?
not yet. We're fresh the car.
I would be suspicious.
They're like basically comparing Amazon to fucking
I'm
someone
saying
small.
this. I'm saying you guys should hire me as like your intelligence, like your CIA,
Little Secret Service.
and I'm
over
gonna
here.
like fuck with. I'm gonna make sure I'm fucking with ADP, and you're not gonna fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Nah, dude. The thing we find, we go to the right way, baby. We fucking take the clients. That's what we do. We steal their clients.
That's
That's not
perfect.
the American.
That's
That's
what we
not the
do.
American way
We
though.
fucking steal
But it's
their
very
clients.
pragmatic, so it is the American way.
You gotta be sneaky. You gotta be fucking ruthless. You know.
You gotta be fucking good at your job. It's like
I'll fuck up these guys' relationships. I'll start getting their phone number.
oh, dude, they're
and
fucking. As you
texting
said.
them. I will watch them when they're with their wife. I will find their patterns. I will text them like, "Oh, hey, baby, we still meeting tonight?" I will fuck up their home life. And this is how we beat your
Oh,
competitor.
listen, dude. If you gotta fucking do that, good luck. That's not gonna.
I won't need luck.
You gotta be
You
Mike
know what?
Ehrmantraut.
I'm a fucking American. What?
You gotta be Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad, the private eyes for Saul Goodman.
Exactly, dude. I'm gonna be fucking these people's relationships up. Their kids are gonna hate them. Their wives are gonna hate them. How are they gonna sell? They're gonna have no energy.
That's
Dude,
one way to drive
I feel like you fucking
They're out of
now.
business.
As I said, you're fucking building an image again, dude. What I said in the first. Don't fucking build an image. Okay?
You can't build an
You're
image
right.
because
Fucking
your
build-
image is gonna be a sandcastle,
You
and
gotta
one day
be
a wave is
fucking
gonna
trick
come.
for you. You gotta trap that shit, dude.
Dude, you won't let me have fun ever.
No, one day he will.
God damn it.
But
Yeah.
You
Uh,
want to talk about some fucking aliens?
Oh yeah, aliens are invading the country.
Yeah.
I do that. Why don't you fucking honestly?
All right.
I don't even know, dude. Like this. Like it's crazy.
Preparation.
go for it.
Man.
Floor
All
is
right,
yours,
Steve has figured out where the aliens are.
I've been watching UFO Twitter this entire podcast, forming a hypothesis, writing down a thesis. So late last night, UFOs were spotted flying over Montana, and earlier Canada shot one down. A friend of the podcast, who is part of the military, informed us that the Air Force has authorized the use
Special
of
Forces military.
Forces. He was in the Special Forces, and he told us the Air Force has authorized anti-air technology.
Also went to an Ivy League school, mind you, so this guy is in with the Wasps. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he'll appear on the podcast sometime. We have seen footage of strange lights in formation in the sky. It's been a week of flying objects in American airspace. Yesterday, Canada shot down a UFO, and just a few days before that, Biden authorized the destruction of a Chinese spy balloon over the ocean.
Allegedly
Allegedly.
Chinese spy balloon.
After it had flown over multiple states. This morning, Michigan airspace has been closed.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No
Wow.
shit.
Yeah. Going back to our friend, he said the United States military has no idea what these objects are. literally last night he took us to the bar on our last night before an alien
Oh,
invasion.
dude, and I was stayed home. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, this is
You
gonna
should
be.
have come. But anyways, aliens, China. What do you think is going on, boy?
I definitely do not think it's aliens. I am very much so an extraterrestrial skeptic and probably don't think they exist. But I gotta say,
You don't think they exist?
not at all. No.
The Tic Tac video.
Maybe.
What do you
I don't
think
know.
of the Tic Tac video?
I have no opinion on it.
The Tic Tac
If
video?
they exist, they exist. If
The
not,
Tic Tac
it's
video
alright.
is the most compelling footage of a UFO.
I personally have subscribed to the
Tic Tac?
idea that the craft that we're seeing in the sky, these supposed extraterrestrials, are actually from this place.
I think
From
it's
here.
probably the Chinese. But keep in mind.
But no, there's no way the Chinese are that advanced. There's a video of an object moving without signs of propulsion, 10 times faster than any human-made object can move, making directional changes that we are hundreds of years behind.
I mean, I'm open to that idea,
yeah.
right? But I just haven't seen any definitive proof. Like, yes, there's the Tic Tac
Pull
thing,
the
and
Tic Tac video.
there's all these different videos that I can't explain. But at the same time,
I'll
it
do it on
evolves
YouTube.
down to these supposed
Sure.
quotes given out by the military, right? Oh, the pilots didn't see this. Okay, let's verify those quotes. Do we know if those are real? All of the places talking about this are all UFO crackpot conspiracy theorists.
There was a 2-hour
websites.
podcast with Captain David Fravor,
Yes, I remember that one.
and discussing the Tic Tac video. And this guy's a decorated Air Force fucking captain talking about this shit.
When
Putting his
was it?
name on the line.
When was the video recorded?
This was years
I think
ago.
like 2014.
I'm thinking if it was aliens, real quick, wouldn't tonight or around this time be a good time to make your presence known? Like the Super Bowl happens in only a few hours.
Yeah, I would say that that's probably
What if they landed down during the Super Bowl?
probably an interesting idea. We'll have to see. Well, basically tonight in a couple hours,
Yeah.
or when people listen to this in a few days after it's put up,
We'll
we'll see
figure it
what
out, right?
happens.
We have an answer.
We'll have the answer that we are all looking for. I know Joe Rogan wants to see them aliens, but like,
I hope it's aliens, man. I really
Dude,
do.
aliens,
But I don't.
it's either aliens, time travelers, or interdimensional something. But
Or China,
there's
bro.
something
Oh,
going
fucking
on.
China, baby.
It's probably China.
China, no, there's no way China's that advanced. 0%.
What do you mean?
Chinese
what do you mean
people
advanced?
are not.
we know that their technology has honestly really been on the back burner in the country. A
We're-
lot of it
what's
is like
one-
Well, we
stolen
threw
copies.
anti-air flares. If these were aliens that we were fighting,
Why would they
we-
lock on to
we wouldn't.
that?
that
Why would they
kind of
have
tech-
lock on
They would
tech?
completely destroy us. It wouldn't matter about.
Well, why
anti-air
would they want to
flares.
destroy us? That's the question. Why they want us? to
If
destroy
China's
us?
technology was that advanced, it would
If
be.
they are aliens, they're not
Oh,
fighting us.
They wouldn't be.
They're not fighting us. We're
Oh, okay,
engaging
sorry, I
with
got the
them.
question wrong. I thought I said if they are aliens, they want to destroy us. No, sorry.
No. The thing is, if they are aliens, we wouldn't be deploying anti-air lock-on missile flares because those are designed for human-made anti-air missiles. And
Exactly.
Dude, who
like
knows
a
what we'd be
hypothetical
doing.
thing with China. I mean, of course, it could
There's
just
no
be
like
a
protocol for
propulsion.
engaging aliens.
There
of
is no
course, but the
protocol.
alien apologist continues to move. They continue to move the goalposts. Like, oh, what if this little niche detail? But we gotta look at this objectively with Occam's razor. If there was more evidence, I'd be willing to believe it's aliens. But like, just the simple fact that they released this anti-lock-on material, right? That should tell you something. Why would a random alien from, I don't know, I guess we'll use what Kenneth said last night, the Greys, right, have the ability to lock on to, I don't know, let's say an American
See how it just
F-22
disappeared?
plane.
That's impossible. So like we're watching this Tic Tac video. They're tracking this object, and all of a sudden it disappears out of frame because it suddenly accelerates by thousands of miles per hour
Accelerates
and makes a
and
directional
decelerates.
change that this.
That's a
Fighter pilot
That's a
can't track.
common trend between all UFO sightings since
Yeah.
like the 50s. Is that pilots will report a sudden and impossible shift in acceleration.
Yeah,
And they know that no human-made aircraft can do that.
and this specific incident. So this guy, Commander David Fravor, was tracking this UFO for like 10 minutes, following it, and then the UFO suddenly disappeared. And Commander David Fravor gets on his radio and says, okay, let's meet at the rendezvous. By the time they get to the rendezvous, the UFO is waiting for them. It knew where the rendezvous was, and it got there way before they did. And the same craft we're watching right now hover above the water without giving off a heat signature. meaning there's no propulsion. This is far beyond anything humans have possibly created.
Was he also the guy that was talking about the UFO that crashed into the water, right? Or was that somebody else?
No, this guy just only talks about this. He's a very sober, has never done drugs, doesn't look like he drinks, talks like a nerd, fucking straight up Navy nerd.
I think if, like I was saying earlier, around now would be a good time for aliens to make themselves known if they have been watching us over the development of our species.
Yeah.
Because we're about to...
We kind of can conceive of what they are.
Yeah, we're about to, like, be at that level where we could join an international community of alien civilizations.
Or, as you were speaking about yesterday, it could potentially be, like, stopping us from doing something bad with this whole Russia-Ukraine thing, U.S.-China kind of thing.
It could be to stop World War III. It could be to stop us from developing AI any further because it could spell the end of the universe.
As Kenneth mentioned yesterday, right after the... Like I said, I don't really believe in any of this, but after the nuclear blasts in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, allegedly UFO sightings increased, which I'm not really sure how much.
Dude, you want to hear
truth there is in
something
that.
crazy? When they spot these objects over nuclear bases in the U.S., they shut the nuclear bases off.
That's the weird
and
thing.
then turn them
about
back on.
Why?
I don't know why, but it's amazing they have that capacity.
Speaking of
Wait,
nuclear...
what they did? They shut down?
Yeah, like if one of these UFOs is spotted around a nuclear facility, the nuclear facility they'll shut it off.
Wow.
Speaking of nuclear, have you heard, we talked about how Ohio is getting Chernobyl right now.
Yeah. Do you
I
want to
heard
elaborate?
This could be a media controlled distraction from the fact that the entirety of like East Ohio, there's a I've seen photos
crazy,
on
dude.
Twitter. There's a gas cloud you can see from orbit, a black cloud. There's videos of this apocalyptic looking smoke just going into the air. It looks literally like Chernobyl.
Reminds me of the train movie. I forget its name. It came out a couple of years ago, and I think it has Denzel Washington, but it's the same plot,
The
right?
Equalizer?
Maybe, I have no idea. But the train flips over, right, and it's about to crash into I think Philadelphia, like a major like area of Philadelphia, and destroy everything with the toxic chemicals. And the weird thing was, after we were talking about that, right, I saw on the smart TV an ad for that movie.
That's freaking me out, man.
That's
they
fucking
can definitely
crazy,
hear
dude.
everything we
That
say.
is
That's the third time
terrifying.
this has happened in this group.
Absolutely.
Two times it happened with me earlier. And what I mean is how the ads like respond
Yeah,
to
they
what I
do.
actually said. in
See,
real
that's
life.
why you guys.
That's why I
make fun
speak a
of me.
different language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make fun of me for being a Samsung guy, but like that's why you get a Samsung.
Yeah, no.
Alright, let's
Apple,
be
I don't
honest,
trust.
though,
I
like,
don't trust Samsung. I don't trust.
For any of this
Apple
to matter, for any of what we say matter, like we have to become really important.
Yeah.
Like if we're just some fucking,
Well, it doesn't fucking matter. Collecting data,
you're just
baby.
Joe Schmo. This fucking NSA didn't give a fuck about you. It's like
But still, it's an invasion of your privacy, no?
It's fucking
It
data.
is.
It's collecting data, dude.
it is, but I'm just saying, like it's nothing to be concerned about unless you become.
Well, yeah,
really
exactly. I don't
powerful.
give a fuck about that either, honestly. I don't really care. What they're saying is it's terrifying. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's terrifying how you fucking being.
But it's
basically
also
tracked.
terrifying that
But
the
isn't-
train explosion isn't really being talked about at
But
all
is
in
it,
mainstream
is it more
sources.
terrifying than like being?
Because they
scared of
don't
being-
want to. That's why.
Yeah.
They don't want to fucking talk about it, dude.
So they'd rather talk about what is potential aliens or drones
Yeah,
or whatever.
there's the Operation Bluebeam theory.
This issue. Yeah, I've heard that brought up
And
a couple
Jake,
times.
you'll find this interesting. Have you
What?
heard of Bluebeam? Okay, so there's a conspiracy that since like the 50s in classic movies like Star Wars and 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Yeah.
they're deliberately designed to culturally prepare us for alien contact. And so theory goes they fake UFOs, they fake aliens, they subconsciously prepare us, and then they strike, they fake an alien invasion, and then they use that invasion to justify a new world order. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
I don't think that. I think if the technology was there by any human, it would leak into the private sector and someone would make money off it. Humans are too greedy.
Just this.
Humans are too greedy to pull that off.
Yeah.
Just the idea too, like if there's 3 people in a room, they can all keep a secret as long as 2 are dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like, I can see how like all of these different sci-fi movies, all with aliens, all with inner space, like travel and conflict, all came out around that certain time. But
I don't believe it.
yeah, exactly. This grand conspiracy in view of it, people are people, right?
Yeah.
We can talk about how there's some sort of issue going on, some shadow thing in the background, but at the same time, that's gonna get out. People are people, right? You're gonna randomly, accidentally mention it in public, and then boom, some Joe Schmo in a coffee shop overhears you. That's it. Plot's over.
And then the Men in Black come and fucking erase them.
Yeah.
It would take
that
a
could work.
massive, like if that was true.
Probably.
Do
not.
you know the
Same
massive
with,
cover
same
up?
with the theory of the moon landing. Like if it was true, the moon landing was a cover up. It would have leaked because like 60,000 people were involved in the moon landing.
Well, if
making
you're a
it
true
happen.
tinfoil hatter, you'll say that NASA is the actual government of the United States, and therefore they can have complete secrecy.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can tell you're an intelligent human being that can think for themselves, and NASA is definitely not the main government of the United States.
No, they don't even get like $4 billion annually. Or they
Na-
probably make more than
NASA is as forgotten as the Forestry Service, which
that. Yeah.
I once again learned that we had. I had forgotten that we had a Forestry
Yeah,
Service
that makes
in this
sense.
country.
If Operation Blue or Project Bluebeam was true, NASA would be the most funded part of the United States. We would, if we could fund them theoretically. NASA, if we had given them similar funding to that of the military for the last 40 years, we'd probably have colonies
We have no
on
incentive.
Venus right now, but we don't.
Like, everyone likes to say, oh, we didn't go back into space because I heard one conspiracy theory that, oh, the gray aliens and the reptilian aliens are conspiring against us to keep us off the moon.
Which is true.
Which is definitely true, right, guys? But, like, we don't have as a people that drive, or as I just said, like the incentive or the desire to want to go and do those things anymore. So if this project was real, there would be a lot more money, there would be a lot more people like interested in it. But to be honest, we don't have that that desire to achieve that goal at the moment as a group, I would say.
No.
I think it's a little far fetched to have a fake alien invasion.
No. CIA can do anything.
As we established in our last podcast,
I mean, I hope.
CIA can do
As
anything.
we
I
established-
want it to be a real invasion. I want to meet some aliens, bro.
And listen,
But-
it should be said to our assigned NSA listener that we do appreciate everything you do for the country, and we are very grateful
True.
for the safety you
Because
bring
what you
us.
say, as bad as it is here, it's still better than anywhere else in the world.
Exactly.
And the system works.
Yeah, absolutely.
If the system
I don't know,
works,
I really
while broken in a very large amount of places.
And we just want our,
It's okay.
our assigned FBI agent to know that we're grateful to you. So,
Yeah,
remember that.
I definitely think that we need to show them some reverence,
Yeah.
at least, in case Project Bluebeam is actually real, which it's not, but imagine if it was.
Alright, well, I gotta go to the fucking gym. Are we wrapping this up?
Yeah, I gotta go as well.
It's time to go be
Ibrahim,
Sigma males.
thank you for joining
Yeah,
us.
no,
And
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I guess that's now how we just resign the
Salam
podcast.
alaikum, Ibrahim.
Walaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum salam.
That's right. He's from Syria. Okay, so thanks guys for listening
Kurdistan.
again. Kurdistan of Iraq,
Kurdistan.
exactly.
No, I'm not from Kurdistan, Iraq, bitches. I'm fucking Kurdistan of Syria one day.
Yeah.
What?
know. That's
There's no
the.
Kurdistan of Syria, that's why. That's what I'm saying. There's no Kurdistan of Syria, but that's what we hope for. Kurdistan of
Don't you
Syria.
guys control like half the country though? So
Basically-
technically, there's a Kurdistan of
basically.
Syria.
Yeah.
Basically, we call it Rojava. That's what we call it, but it's not. What's the word I'm looking for?
Established.
Official.
It's not official. It's not official established. Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll
It's
we'll
fun.
touch on that more on our next
Kurdistan
podcast.
will rise.
Kurdistan will rise. We'll
Like a
bring him
phoenix
back.
from the ashes.
Now we have an excuse to bring back Ibrahim to talk
Right,
about
yeah.
everything Syria and Iraq.
Now we have an excuse to go fight the Syrian government.
There you go.
The Eritrean Air
Inshallah.
Force issued
Right.
a statement.
Okay.
that is monitoring
Thanks, guys.
reports of
Pleasure, man.
UFOs.
And we'll see you all next time. Have a good day.
No, don't end the podcast.